What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video on the channel. On today's video, we are going over DOT as it has made an absolutely explosive move to the upside, clearing $45 all the way up to very close to its all-time high. Well, in the last video, we actually did call this near exact move. We're going to take a quick listen. It's only a little 5-second clip, but just to put a little bit of context behind what we're talking about today. Let's give it a listen really quickly. Paying attention to when we've seen these previous highs here is that once we are able to clear that $45 region, there was these mini explosive movements to the top side, right? And so what I said in that video was look for it to clear $45. If we cleared $45, we would then have cleared our W bottom, this midline on the W bottom, as well as we would have cleared this inverse head and shoulders shoulder line as was established here. And there were just so many different catalysts that once we cleared that $44 to $45 region for us to see a massive move to the upside, and that is exactly what we saw. And so being able to, really go back and look at those videos to show like, man, look what the price is doing. It shows the healthiness of DOT because we were even able to predict this 11 days ago. So with that being said, let's talk a little bit about what we're seeing now, and it's absolutely massive bullish buy signal that is about to occur on the 4-hour charts. Now, what we're looking at first and foremost is going to be the fact that we have cleared our W bottom midline. Again, we needed to pay attention to this level right here. So we've been seeing a lot of these W bottoms forming on the charts, many other of the top altcoins. And so the fact that DOT is doing the same thing is no surprise here. So of course, what we're going to go ahead and do is take the distance from this mid level, this resistance level, and we're going to take it to the distance of this bottom. That was put in right here. I know we put in the bottom here, but I like this area more. It does seem to have served as the stronger level of support, so that's what we're going to go with. We're going to take that distance from that midline to that bottom, and we're going to apply it to the breaking of that midline. One thing you can see is that the breakout target was set exactly where our price went. What this tells us is that there is the possibility of a bit of a retracement here now that so many people have taken profits that we're trading that breakout. But I am still under the belief that even if we do retrace, even all the way back down to that midline at $45, that we are set to go set a new all-time high. Now, one of the biggest indicators that we are talking about in today's video is going to be the MACD, and we're actually going to be talking about this blue-orange cross that will be happening as long as we get really one more green day. Now, this is absolutely massive for the DOT price, okay? This is not something that you see happen loads. It's not something that is a very common occurrence, maybe once here and there. And so with that being said, it's definitely something to pay very close attention to. So if we see this blue-orange cross in which the blue line comes from under the orange line and crosses through it, that is a very bullish move. Not only that, though, we can see that these red candles that have been forming do seem to be, reaching the bottom. They basically bottomed out and do look to be turning green very soon here with just a few more green days. What this tells us is that the momentum is shifting back bullish, okay? So let's take a look at the last couple times in which we did see these blue-orange crosses happening and what was the result on the price from there. So first and foremost, let's just look at our most recent one. Coming out from some of these red candles to a green candle, looking at this blue-orange cross, we can see that it actually happened right over here on October 3rd. Since October 3rd, since that happened, until the moment in which we did see this bearish crossover, let's go ahead and do that. From bullish cross to bearish cross, we saw that the price actually grew a substantial, let's go all the way up here until this red cross happened at that top, 46%. Looking at even one of the most recent time before that, when we were at the top of this big move to the upside, even when we did see, this blue-orange cross here, I mean, we saw gains from bullish cross to bearish cross. We saw a top out at of 23% just in a few days. Now, if we look at some of the more substantial times back in history, whenever we would see us come out of these times of red like this, we have seen multiple times over and over again, such as here, that before we would see the next bearish cross, I mean, we had been up over 100%. Like I said, this is not something that you see happening very often. Does it mean that the price is going to explode straight past all-time highs right now? No, but it does say that the momentum is definitely shifting and that we are seeing clearly, and we're technically confirming that DOT is making an absolutely amazing move right now. And I think this just further confirms that it's more unlikely that we're looking at some type of double top. That's always the risk when you're approaching all-time highs. Like, are we approaching a double top in which we see the price go back down? And I think seeing seeing such a strong indicator about to happen right now, as well as the fact that we're not in overbought territory just yet on DOT's charts, tells me that there is a very strong likelihood and a very strong chance of us setting a new all-time high, just like we said we would be 11 days ago, okay? So we need to be paying very, very close attention to this. In the short term, do understand that that high that we set right around, let's go ahead and zoom back in here, at $49 is going to be a massive level of resistance, okay? There's a very strong chance that we do roll off of this, but if we clear $49, do anticipate, likelihood is we're going up through that all-time high. Now, if we go up through that all-time high, where do I think this thing can go? Okay, now that we're here, now that we're looking at the all-time high, where do I think this can go? Well, realistically, I think kind of basing this off of our Fibonacci, seeing that we came down, established support on a 382, established support on a 786, we do seem to have the strength to execute on a 1.618 in my opinion. Of course, the first step will be the 1.272, but I think if momentum stays and we really see these things take off and we continue to see that altcoins are continuing to climb, I do believe that a growth of this nature is possible, starting again with $60, but possibly up until $74. So even if we do climb to a 1.272 from here, we're still looking at 23% gains, and up to a 1.618 we could still be looking at 53% before seeing some type of larger correction to the downside, okay? And so I do believe that DOT has a lot of fantastic momentum right now, even if it pulls back in the short term, back to some of these key levels around $45, or even as low as $34 to the 618. I am under the belief that we will set that new all-time high, and I think we could be looking at this thing climbing towards $75 much sooner than later. So with that being said, of course, I will update you guys as soon as I possibly can with any big breakouts, any news, anything of that nature. Of course, if you guys do want to trade DOT, if you want to get in on DOT and capitalize on some of these gains, because don't remember, we bought DOT into Patreon at $31, okay, for a little short / midterm gain, in which we're up currently on that trade, up over 58%. So if you want to do that, go ahead, check out the Patreon, but also go ahead and get yourself an account with ByBit. They have super high volume and very low fees. So if you're outside the United States, you can get in, get yourself some free money when you deposit $500, as well as get some very low fees to maximize your gains in crypto. But of course, with that being said, I will update you guys again if anything crazy does happen. So make sure you turn on all those notifications for the channel so you are as up to date as possible, and I will see you all next time. Peace.